Promoting Gun Safety at Virginia Tech by Caroline, Emily, Andy, and Bada. On the morning of April 16, 2007, an attack took place that changed the lives of all who were involved. The lives of students and teachers were lost, families and communities were broken, and laws were questioned and challenged as a result of the tragedy. The morning of April 16, 2007 stands as one of the worst shootings in United States history, the Virginia Tech Massacre. The areas of the shooting, dormitory Ambler Johnston Hall and classroom building Norris Hall, have since been renovated. Ambler Johnston Hall is now split into two wings, and Norris Hall is now home to the Virginia Tech Center for Peace Studies and Violence Prevention. The shooting left 32 dead and 23 injured. Now, 15 years later, the anniversary returns the shooting's traumatic memory to those affected by the actions of one unstable man.
For many, the repressed fears returned during the fall 2021 semester, in which a campus-wide email was sent out. The email described a suspicious man lurking around campus in the early hours of the morning. He asked staff members when the busiest hours of campus were, and he also stated that he had a gun, but didn't show said gun when asked. The area of the incident, Seats Hall, and the rest of campus were thoroughly searched for the suspect or any suspicious activity, but nothing was found. As a result of the warning, many classes were canceled. For professors and students alike, the prospect of reliving the events of 2007 was a terrifying one.
To provide further context on the Seltz Hall email, here is the full email that was sent to all Virginia Tech students, faculty, and other workers at Virginia Tech. The email reads, "This morning at approximately 0650 hours, the Virginia Tech Police Department received a report of suspicious activity in the area of Seats Hall. An employee of the university stated that they encountered an individual who asked suspicious questions regarding the times of most activity on campus. The individual also stated that he had a gun, but he did not display one. The Virginia Tech Police Department immediately saturated the area and were unable to locate anyone matching the description provided by the reported party. The police department is investigating this incident and has yet to determine that a credible threat exists. The suspect is described as a white male, college-aged, and said that the suspect was wearing a black hoodie, black mask, and dark-colored pants. For many students, receiving this email was very scary, and most of them left campus shortly after. Just this past semester, another act of gun violence occurred at a nearby lounge. On the evening of February 5th, 2022, a physical altercation at Melody Hookah Lounge led to gunfire, the Roanoke gunman injuring 4 people and killing 1 high school student. People crowded into downtown stores, restaurants, and bars for safety as the police sent information out. A tense and quiet atmosphere falling upon Blacksburg. For minutes upon minutes, they waited for news as to when they would be safe. Eventually, the gunman was apprehended, and the news surrounding the shooting's victims was released to the public. To many, the event acted as a reminder that there's still so much to be done about gun violence, even after the 15 years that Virginia Tech students and staff have hoped and acted for change.
Recently and unsettlingly, in the early morning hours of April 16, 2022, the 15th year anniversary of the 2007 shooting, rumors of the gunshots at Terrace View flooded social media. While nothing has been verified or reported by authorities, the story is nevertheless a haunting one, especially considering its date of occurrence.
Due to the recent events on campus and in Blacksburg, it is evident that we still have a long way to go until the dangers of gun violence are fully recognized. For example, during the spring 2021 semester, a politics-based club known as Turning Point USA was heavily criticized for their on-campus promotion of concealed carry, hauling around colorful posters and smiling in their Instagram posts and recollections of the event. The group was extremely insensitive to the tragic history of gun violence at Virginia Tech. Not to mention, it is said that the group did this during the month of April. Whether this was done intentionally or not, the ignorance and lack of compassion for gun violence victims screams through their actions. Virginia Tech has a code in place that bans both staff and students from carrying firearms of any kind on campus. As well as this, there is a committee in place that works to prevent all types of violence that students and staff may face.
While the state of Virginia has its laws in place, some other states do not follow the same principles. For example, Arkansas and Georgia allow students to carry firearms, and Tennessee allows its staff to carry firearms as long as they have notified law enforcement. We fear that ignoring the impact and dangers of firearms could lead to many more massacres than we have already seen. So the question remains, what can we do to help the campuses?
Perhaps the biggest reason behind the 2007 massacre was the mental health of the shooter himself. He was said to have had mental health problems all throughout his life, and his professors frequently spoke to the authorities due to his often disturbing writing. The shooter was also said to have stalked at least 2 fellow students, and then, to a roommate, expressed his desire to commit suicide after he was confronted about it. After a few days in the mental hospital, he was instructed to seek more therapy, but these instructions were never followed through or checked on.
Thankfully, mental health awareness is now taken much more seriously than it once was. If you or someone you know is contemplating hurting themselves or others, do not hesitate to contact your campus mental health professionals or law enforcement. Additionally, if a campus is to allow its officer to carry firearms, staff and students should be notified and disclose this information. Crime statistics are another must. Crimes committed with the use of guns need to be reported in their own tables. An improvement in crime statistics can lower the notion that students need guns to be safe. Lastly, education is one of the most important aspects to gun safety. We must do more to inform ourselves of the dangers that guns bring to our campuses. If in the wrong hands, tragedy can occur, like what we have seen many times throughout United States history.
Gun safety is becoming more and more important as school shootings and other gun-related attacks rise. Please take the time to educate yourself and others on what can be done in your community to prevent more acts of gun violence, as well as supporting those who have found themselves victims of it.